Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hey. Well, Bitcoin did drop. It didn't crash. I mean, we did get a retrace, so let's look down here. By the way, if you're looking for a point too short, this would be it. Obviously, if we push above this point right here, looks like we're pushing above it now. Let's see if we get a rejection. And again, guys, like I said in that one video where I was being sarcastic, it is true. If we push above this resistance right here, we could actually follow this fractal all the way up to what this would be your next major resistance on the G1 chart, 89,600. But can we get above this point? And the point of this stream, guys, is to show you that Bitcoin follows U.S. markets. You can see the ticker right now. The after market trading has a Dow down 25 points. So I want to see. I got S&P is on the far right top. We got the Dow Jones. We have the H1 chart where you're at resistance. If you want a chance to short, listen, guys. If you want a chance to short, this is where you do it right now. 68,870. You see we're already coming down from this point. We've got, well, this is on the 2 hour. We got 1 hour 42 minutes left. But look, we're coming down from this point. This is the point you short. We're also at resistance on the G1 chart. I made that video a couple videos back saying this is strong resistance. But if the markets are down, guys, if the markets come down when the markets open, they open in less than 15 minutes. If the markets come down, Bitcoin's going to come down as well. If the markets start pushing up, we'll probably break this resistance and we'll push higher. And also Tesla, notice this trend line right here. As soon as we cross this fib channel line right here, notice we dropped. Tesla came down a total of a little over almost 18%. This is your next support right here. So if you wanted a chance along, we'll have to see what happens. But your next support for Tesla is right here around 962. So I'm very curious to see if Tesla starts dropping or starts pushing back up. There's no rings on these charts, guys. Look, the only ring I have right now on this chart is this the ring on the Dow right here, where I said this is going to potentially be the catalyst when we have the next Black Swan event. And this right here where I said that we wouldn't get above, which we did. And yes, guys, I am at a loss on my puts, but they're out. I have them going out to November. Let's see, November 19th and December, sometime mid-December. Yeah, again, I'm telling you, if you want your chance to short, this is where you do it right now. You should have already shorted when we topped out right here at this line. But yes, if you want to put in a short right now, this is the point to do it. 68,870 is where you should have shorted. If you want to short now, go ahead. Your next support is right here, 67,745. The point is, though, when the markets open, if the markets start dropping, I want you to see how Bitcoin follows the U.S. markets. My predictions are not wrong every day. I get some wrong predictions, but they're not always wrong. You can't say that. You know I've had some correct predictions. Come on. And I predicted a month in advance that we would drop down from, I forget the number, but it was, I think we were up around 60-some thousand, and I said we would come down, move down that ring. We would bottom around 28,000 or something like that and push back up. That played out perfectly. I called it a month in advance. You can't say I get every single one wrong. And look, we're getting rejected right here, so if you shorted, you could be in a little bit of profit depending on if you're using leverage. Yeah, I would say short now. This is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor, but yes, we're at resistance on the H1 chart. I told you this chart's gold. How many of you did short this blue line? Yes, we did not crash, but we did drop a total of, how much did we come down? We came down a total of, that was 3.77%. You knew when you hit this line you would potentially put in your short. So if you shorted over 3% with leverage, you did pretty well. By the way, I do not suggest anyone use leverage. You will win some, but eventually you'll get wrecked. You know what? I will do that. Markets open in about 10 minutes, so I will cover some altcoins. Is anybody in a short right now? Again, we're at resistance on the G1 chart right here where this arrow is. And we're at resistance right now. So you already should be shorting. You're in profit right now. And guys, understand when I say short, it's swing trading, guys. It's swing trading. A lot of people in Bitcoin aren't hodlers and don't have one full Bitcoin or two Bitcoin. All right, they like to long and short using leverage. That's how they make money. And that's what I try to do. Like right here, I just started the stream. We hit this point. This line has been here way before price got to it. Notice we're dropping from it. Yeah, well, if gold's pushing up, that's a sign that things are bad for U.S. markets, all right? So the question is, are the markets going to push up or are they going to drop? If the markets start pushing up, I think it's possible Bitcoin might break this resistance. But if the markets are down, guys, and you're in a short, you're going to do pretty well. Yeah, I will go through some of the altcoin charts and I'll give you some price targets. I have theta, and maybe I'll update if needed, extend some of the fib channel lines. Welcome to the chat. I'm in. Listen, see that's the problem here. Positive vibes. So if I say short and it's around 50K, typically we do get a rejection at that point. It might be 1%, 2%, but it's still a point for you to short. The thing is, what you want to do is you have points to get in. So if you come down to support, that's where you long. If it pushes up, you enter your long. You set your stop just above, so if it crashes down, you lose nothing. Just like right here. You could have entered your short right here. As soon as it came down, you set your stop just below where you entered. So if it does push back up, you lose nothing. That is how you swing trade. So if I say, yeah, we're topped out at 50K, typically we do come down, but we push back up. Maybe I shouldn't call it top out. Maybe I should say this is a point to get a retrace. Yeah, guys, the H1 chart has been on point. And again, if you do want to access these charts, I mean, I would imagine most people that pay to get access to these charts make their money back in one trade. I mean, anyone here playing the H1 chart, I think they can testify to that. I mean, try it out for 1 month. You can cancel anytime. If you want to cancel, all you have to do, look at the bottom of the website. It says terms and conditions, cancel your subscription. You can sign up for a month, cancel your subscription immediately, and then still get access to the charts until your month's up. If you want to try that, try it. $49, and then you get access to all these charts. Well, not the stocks, but you do get access to Bitcoins and altcoins. But if you do want to subscribe and try it out, guys, and when you do subscribe, get access to our Discord and my Twitter. If you do want to subscribe, here is the link. But make sure if you subscribe, or if you already subscribed, you have to email me through the contact page of the website so I can send you the Discord invite link so you can follow me on Twitter. We have about 7 minutes before markets open. I noticed the VIX down here. I've been talking about this blue ring. Maybe I'll load these charts up, show you the bigger picture. But I was talking about this blue ring. I thought we might push up the ring, but it seems like every time we cross one of these blue rings, we get a spike. Notice the VIX is pushing up. If the VIX starts dropping, then the markets will push up. If the VIX starts pushing up, markets will start dropping. And again, S&P is right here. The Tesla is right here. Yeah, the VIX chart's the bottom right. I just said that. See, Alex Hempul. Sorry if I mangled your name. I honestly started 4 days ago with Steve charts, and I made 17,900 so far, just going with support in his charts. Awesome. That's fantastic. Can I ask, you said you've made 17,900. So how much did you start with to get to that point? Or how much have you been using? Have been using leverage, or are you just buying support and resistance? I think that's what you're saying. And that's the safest way to play, guys. That's the safest way to play it. You buy support and you sell at resistance. That way you don't have to worry about, these liquicks that, if you're longing or shorting, they stop you out or liquidate you. With leverage, gotcha. Well, if you're a serious trader, you should have them up all the time. Yeah, no problem. You're welcome. And again, I just want to see what's going to happen. I want to see if Tesla holds support at 962 if it drops, or if it starts pushing back up. I want to see if the G1 chart, hey, if the markets start pushing up, we could break that resistance. And then that video where I was being sarcastic and pretending I was throwing up every time I said bullish and moon. But yeah, guys, your next major target is up here at 89,000. That could still play out, but we have to break above this resistance. And notice from this point, I said too short. Right here, I said too short at this point. Oh, where is my measure tool? I can use this. So we've come down a total of, 0.84%. Let's see what happens. But I'm talking about where it is on, Camcord, but on talking about where is it on access charts. I don't know what you're talking about. if you have access to the website, you click on Access Charts, and then I have the labels here. This is the H1 BTC chart. This is the G1 chart. I mean, they have labels so you can find them. All right, guys. So the Dow is down 22 points after market trading, and again, this is the S&P 500 on the right, the VIX in the bottom right. You got the DXY. Notice we keep getting rejected every time we hit this line. Rejected, rejected. We pushed above it briefly. Immediate candles below, hit it, got rejected perfectly. If the DXY pushes above this point, you know that if the dollar continues up, that's not good for markets. And look, I bet you we're down like 1% now, right? Look how much we're down now. So if you shorted, you're 1% in profit. Magical charts, magical charts. I would love to see that VIX just skyrocket. I don't see VIX. Yeah, okay, so VIX is with stocks. Dow is with stocks. The S&P is with stocks. If you have access to stocks, which is a separate subscription from Bitcoins, altcoins, Discord, and Twitter, that's how you get access to the stocks charts. What are your views for future hodling BTC entry point? Well, if you're just swing trading, I give you your entry points. If you break 67,745, the next point you want to enter for a long is 65,826. If you're talking about long term, guys, I expect that. Look, I'm thinking that it's very possible that we're going to get a major market correction. And if that happens, and that's the point of the stream, showing you that Bitcoin follows the markets. But I think it's very possible we could have a correction. Doesn't have to be a large correction, but I think we're due for a correction. And if that happens, all I'm saying is people that think Bitcoin's going to just continue up if markets correct, or they've got it all wrong. Hey, you're welcome, John. And that is the point. I mean, you just saw that in the beginning of the stream. I said, look, here is an ideal point to short. That is the key to trading. Having the advantage, the edge to know when to get in and when to get out. I told you right there, 68,900, and you can see we're dropping. So you already entered your short. You found a perfect point to do it, and you can set your stop below it. So if it continues down, you're in profit. If it comes back up, stops you out, you lose nothing. And again, it's very important, that G1 chart down below, 69,082. If we get above that, guys, get bullish, because that is a very key resistance level. I've watched some people talk about lengthening cycles. All I'm saying is Bitcoin is going to follow the U.S. markets. If the U.S. markets continue up, stay bullish on Bitcoin. If the markets start correcting, guys, I'm sorry, regardless of the cycles, regardless of TA, Bitcoin itself, it will follow the U.S. markets. Wall Street is tied into Bitcoin. If you go back and I've showed you this in videos. If you go back and look, you know, when the Dow came down, 36%, Bitcoin dropped 68%, something like that. And then the markets pushed up, 100 and some odd percent. Bitcoin pushed up, 1,500%. So if the markets start coming down, you know, Bitcoin's going to come down with it. All right, markets are open. Let's see what happens. So Tesla, it's a red candle, and this is your support. So let's see if Tesla pushes up. The Dow is down 40 points right now. You can see we got a nice little red candle here. Let's see if this continues down. Your next support will be right here around 36,056. All right, we might have some upside. Let's see what happens. I noticed yesterday when the markets open, it was really volatile like it is right now. It would pop up like 15, 20%, then it would go into the negative 20%. It was just up and down, and then it started pushing down further. I thought you said BTC to 3 million in 2 weeks. I don't recall making a video saying that. Does anyone recall me saying a video about Bitcoin hitting 3 million in 2 weeks? Heaven, you must have me confused with another channel. Stop eating paint chips, man, for real. All right, let's see what the Dow and the S&P. The S&P had a little bit of a drop, so your support that needs to hold for the S&P is 4,657. If that breaks, we have much more downside. If that holds, we can push up 4,712. You got a lot of resistance for the Dow at 36,397. Again, your next strong support will be 36,056. And look, Tesla seems like it's ready to drop. Maybe he is being sarcastic. I did make a video a while back. It was the peak of the bull run chart where I was saying that potentially by December 2021 we could hit 300,000, and then I showed you that if that chart was accurate and it continued out further, I said I think it was by 2025 we could be at 5 million. But that was just what the chart showed. I didn't think that would happen. But that was about a year ago. All right, so let's see if Tesla breaks this resistance right here. I'm sorry, this support right here, this blue line. Let me make it yellow. All right, let's put this in the front. All right, so Tesla is at support. Let's see if we get a bounce. Watch these charts play out live, guys. So if we break below this, you have two support levels, double support. You got this support level here, right? This line, and then you got this line down here. But we might push up from this point. Let's see. The S&P is still coming down. The Dow is just kind of flat. VIX hasn't moved. I believe the black swan is coming, guys. I believe it. I bet on it. I'm at a loss, but I still believe it's going to happen. If you watch that video where I showed you that red ring on the Dow Jones, every time we cross that red ring, yeah, I see we pushed up above it, but that red ring, every time we crossed the previous red ring, we had a correction. What's the best shot BTC Go got in December? You need to be more specific what you're asking me. If you're asking me if I think we're going to hit 300,000 by December, I say hell no. Now, if the market just starts going to the moon, you know, the Dow starts pushing up, the S&P and the NASDAQ, and we start going higher and higher, then yeah, maybe that is the case. That will happen. You start seeing the dollar collapse, then that'll happen. But I think a lot of people get confused. They hear inflation. It is true. The cost to ship stuff. What the shipping container was like $2,000, now it's $25,000. So that cost is getting passed on to the products that people buy. So that is inflation. But if you notice, the US dollar, the value is actually pushed up, which is deflation. So it's kind of, I don't know, maybe it's a wash right now. Yeah, if we don't, I'll repeat myself. If we do not have a black swan event, which is just amazing. Again, I told you that red ring was an indicator that something's going to happen. It's just with all the stuff going on, it seems like we would have something major would happen. There's just too much going on in the world right now to be bullish on the markets. Why is gold rising? Probably because people are jumping out of U.S. markets. They know something's going to happen. Gold is a hedge against assets, or gold is a hedge against the stock market. The U.S. dollar is a hedge against the stock market. But again, your key resistance right now that needs to, if we get above 69,082, 68,900, that is your resistance is holding right now. If we can't get above that, we're coming down. When did you first create these charts? Let's say we do have a correction overall. Could you recreate these charts in the future and try to predict again? I don't need to recreate these charts. These charts are still accurate. When the charts are no longer accurate, I'll recreate or update the charts. Show you the E1 chart. The E1 chart, if we moon, how high we'll go? Come on, that's privileged information. I can't give that away. All right, hold on. So so basically the E1 chart, look, the E1 chart shows you if we do start mooning, if the markets start pushing up, it tells you exactly when to get out. But yeah, I guess I'll give that away in this live stream for you. Let me show you. What would cause chart to become invalidated? Well, there's support and resistance levels. Resistance levels will be broken eventually. You can see we got rejected right here at 68,900. Okay, well that's where you enter your short. You'd come down, and if you want to get out of your short at 67,745, fine. Yeah, it is possible this will break. Every single support and resistance level is eventually going to break. It doesn't mean it's invalidated. This is accurate. We hit this point, we got rejected. If you get above it, this will be support when you come down, so that's when you long. So I don't know what you mean by invalidated. All right, let's see here. So Bitcoin E1. All right, guys, E1 chart. And you have to understand, you know, if I give you a target to the upside or the downside, it depends on when you make contact what that price will be. So this is the E1 chart. So again, I told you, if you have access to my charts, if the markets start tanking, right? If we start having a hell of a correction with the US markets, the first chart you want to load up is a J1 chart. That has your major support levels, and it also has a 200 weekly and 300 weekly moving average. That will be the bottom, in my opinion, if we have a major correction. If by some chance we push up and I'm wrong, there's no black swan event, markets start pushing up higher and higher and higher, then you want to load up this chart right here. And again, do you guys remember the video I did where I said, hey, if right here, let me get rid of some of this stuff. Do you guys remember the video I put out? Maybe it was a live stream. I said, hey guys, this ring is probably the top at 65K. And I think it was, yeah, this is the one where I said that we were going to ride down. I think it was another chart, but I said we were going to ride down a ring and bottom around, I think it was 30K and push back up. That was a while ago. But again, what I'm saying is, you notice this ring, we topped out right here at 62,204. We topped out here at 65,612. What I'm telling you is, if we push up, when you make contact, if we shot straight up right now, you'd want to take your profit at $113,391. If it's out here, guys, you want to take your profit at $130,000. You will get rejected at this ring. When you make contact, if we pushed up and I was in, I would sell when we hit this ring. If we dropped, I would buy at this point because I know we're respecting this fib circle. We would get a nice balance at 28,222. I mean, once we go that low, I don't expect us to moon, but we would get a nice balance. I would buy here, ride it up, take my profit, and then rinse and repeat. But yeah, E1 chart, if we start mooning, this is the point you get out. It depends when you make contact. That's why if you have the chart up, you know, when price makes contact, that'll be the price. If it's right here, then the point you get out is right here at $122,169.77. So who's in a short right now and who is in profit? And it looks like markets want to come down right now. No, that is how it's supposed to be. When gold is dropping, markets are up. If you see the dollar start pushing up and you start seeing gold push up, people are getting a little worried. Awesome. You're in a long? Well then, yeah, okay. So you're already in a long. I'm talking about if you just now entered a position, you would have shorted 68,900. Now you're in profit. Hey, you're welcome. Hey, I take the time to create these charts to map out the direction of price. I do have tutorials teaching how to create these charts. I'm not saying this for everyone, but I do teach you how to create these charts if you're interested. There's tutorials on my website. Some people in Discord made some amazing charts. And if you do sign up, you get access to our Discord. But notice we keep getting rejected, this blue line. And I did cover this in that video, but you can see right here, this is a lot of resisting, guys. Look at this. We got rejected here. We got rejected here, 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 here. Got a hell of a drop, right? This is the same. That's why I leave. If you watch my tutorials, the first tutorial I teach you is about trend lines. Always leave them on the chart. Rejected, rejected, rejected. We pushed above it. We came back below. We got rejected. And then that's why I said, guys, look, rejected and rejected. So if we can't get above this and markets are coming down, well, where's your next strongest support? Well, you do have support levels below, which I would match these up. Like I say, I always have the G1, H1, and C1 charts open. I have other Bitcoin charts as well. But you know, you might catch a bounce here. But ultimately, if we cannot get above 69,082, whatever this, you know, generally just this point right here, if we can't get above it, you know, tomorrow, this is on the daily, tomorrow that'll be 69,125. If we can't get above that and markets are coming down, this is your next strongest support. And look how, and this goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. Look at that, perfect wick. This is where you should have bought in right here. If you had access to this chart, when you came down, buy at this green line, and you're up a total of almost 15%. But look at that support. I'm telling you guys, these charts, this is Tesla. Tesla's finding support right here. So your next resistance, notice this line I have right here, this actually goes back. This is our resistance, this orange line. So if we push up, the point you potentially want to short for Tesla would be right here. 1,145. I don't have this right here. I'll just leave that right there. I'm trying to learn how to view macro perspective for alts on your charts. Well, you know, the only charts I can give you macro perspective would be ones that have been around for a while. So XRP, Litecoin, Ethereum, you know, those older coins. The more data you have, the further back you can go, the more accurate and detailed I can get with support and resistance levels. So how many of you here think that Bitcoin is totally disconnected from the stock market? Doesn't matter. If the stock market tanks, Bitcoin will continue sideways and up. How many of you believe that Bitcoin has no correlation with the stock market whatsoever? Of course I have charts for Ethereum. I have charts for a bunch of altcoins. Let me give you some price targets for Ethereum. Let's look at the chart. Let's load it up. Let's see here. And you know, it's in your best interest to have a Bitcoin chart open. So you'd have the H1 chart open, and when you're at strong resistance with the H1 chart and you're at resistance with Ethereum, you know, that's a likely point to put in a short. Alright, so let me load up Ethereum. So access charts, and then you click on altcoins. And the current altcoin charts I have is Solana, Theta, Matic, Binance, BCH, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Stellar, Neo, Cardano, Chainlink, Tezos, BSV, Comp, VeChain, EOS, Polkadot, OMG, Wi-Fi, DeFi, Libra, and Doge. At least 3 or 4 of these need to be updated. So let's load up the most recent Ethereum chart. This was created on 6/27/21. Let's see what's going on with this. All right, Ethereum. All right, so you can see right here, this was a lot of support and resistance. You can see we topped out back here. This line right here. This was the high. If when you get to this point, this is where you want to take your profit. If we push up. So if you're bullish on Ethereum, the next point you want to watch to take your profit would be right up here around $5,000. Your support right now is going to be right here at around 4,783. And I could add another fib channel line here. All these fib channels, this is the price, this is the direction price is moving. I could add another fib channel line. Just make sure that it's moving in the direction. Make sure it's parallel. So parallel to this line right here. So if we put this right here, so if you're looking for the next point to get rejected, Hold on. And I'll update this chart and add some more fib channel lines to it. So yeah, right here. So if you're looking for a point to get rejected, we might be at it now. So yeah, this would be a point too short right here at 4,882. I would add a fib channel, but that kind of gives away my secret how I create these charts. So I'd have to do that off screen. Maybe I'll do that. But watch it potentially get rejected around 4,882. Theta, let me see what theta is doing. Hold on. Let me save that line in there for people that are using this chart. All right, let's see. All right, theta was created on 8/22/21. Let's see what's going on with theta. All right, well, you can see how accurate this chart's been. And again, always go back and look left. Notice this line right here. I mean, come on, you're going to get wild moves, but you can see we've been respecting this fib channel line right here. We pushed up, we topped out at, right here at, what, $8.50? So your current resistance right now is right here around $8.63. If we come down, your support is right here at potentially $7.27, and you know that if we come down, you know, this will be strong support as well. This would be double support right here. Now I can add smaller fib channel lines if you want smaller targets. These are your larger targets. So, you know, right now, if you're already in a long, you know, you would get out at $8.63. You know, price can go up and go down. The point is when you come down to this point, you know that's where you enter a long. Until price hits this point, I'm not trading theta. But if theta came down and hit this point, I would buy. If theta came down and hit this point, I would buy. If theta pushed up and hit this point, I would take my profit. Let's see here. But this is very strong support for the S&P. 4,657. We're still holding resistance right here. One. I don't have one. Matic, let's see, I haven't loaded this chart up in a while. Let's see what's going on with Matic. That's crazy. So I need to add more fib channels to this chart. Let me see here. I see, you see how price right here. So here's the deal. So Matic, you can see when I created this chart with Matic, you can see I'm respecting these fib circles here. And all of these channels, and price was respecting these fib channels perfectly. But I haven't updated this chart, so I need to add more fib channels. We're way out past it. But notice right here, notice we got rejected, rejected, rejected. Then when we pushed above it, we got a pump, right? So just currently, notice what happened right here. This, if you understand how to create these charts, this fib channel right here was based off of these fib channels back here, right? We pushed up, this became resistance right here, then we got a pump. So look what happened when we hit this fib channel. This would be a point you would long. Right when you hit it, we're pushing up. I can tell you last time we crossed this ring right here, we got a pump. And we're at this ring right now. How long until we make contact with this ring? About 1 day and 6 hours. But at any point you cross this point right here, we could get a dump. But your next major resistance above for Matic, and again, I will go and update these to give you smaller targets. But if you pushed up to $2.31, get the hell out. And this ring might cause a pump and might cause a dump. But you can see as soon as you hit this point, you would have longed. But your major resistance is, I wish I'd updated these charts before I started the stream. Because back here you had more targets to play, you know. You push up, you know, this was your support and resistance right here. And then when you push up, this was your resistance. So I need to add more fib channel lines. Well, not after the stream, but in a couple days, I'll give you these targets like we had back here, over here. This one definitely needs to be updated. Black Swan event because of what all was going on in the world and because we crossed my red ring on the Dow. They do look insane, but they work. I mean, look at Tesla. You know, I said, look, this is potentially a point when you hit this point long, and we're pushing up. I know it sounds crazy, but they work. And if you're still in your short, you're doing pretty well right now. And the VIX actually is pushing up very slowly. Yeah, I won't answer that because I'm biased, but if anybody has access to my tutorials, answer Jacoby Simmons' question. Are my tutorials worth it, or is it a waste of money? You can short in a bear market and a bull market. You can long in a bull market and a bear market. Yeah, I have an XRP chart. Let me see. This was 9/15/21. Here's XRP. Let's see what's going on. So your next major resistance above, and notice we're respecting the hell out of these rings. Sometimes, so this chart has rings right here. Let me get rid of some of this. So notice this ring right here. Actually, is that a ring as well? No, that's a fib channel line. So look, this is your major support. You can see right here, we found support right here. This was back on the 7th of September. It was resistance, support, broke below it. A lot of support right here, right? You're also respecting this ring. When we hit this ring, rejected, pushed above it, came almost to hit it again, got rejected, then it became support to push up. So your next major resistance for for XRP, look, well, your first resistance is right here, $1.40. If you push up sooner, that's the point you want to take your profit. But you know, if you get up here, this is the point to get rejected, $1.48. You know your current support right now is right here at $1.21, and you know you got very, very strong support down here at $1.13. And then look right here, while we did push above it, this was resistance. Again, always look left. So you know if you push up, this is a point to get rejected, $1.58. Actually, if we got up to $1.58, I would definitely take my profit. So these are your current targets to watch right now. You're going to have resistance up here at $1.47. You're going to have very strong resistance up here at $1.58. Your current support is 121, and you got very, very strong support at $1.13. And remember, it's when you make contact, that's when you put in your short. Right now, I would not be trading it unless you're already in your long from right here. When you came down and tested this ring with XRP at $1.21, that's where you entered your long. Already be in your trade. Right now, I would not touch it. If we came back down and touched it again, I would long it. If you pushed up and you touched this ring, I would short at $1.47. But until we make contact, don't chase the trades. Let the trades come to you. That's the point of the charts. That's why support resistance levels are already mapped out. I don't short. I do not use leverage. I will never use leverage, and I will never promote these exchanges that send me emails daily trying to get me to promote their leveraged platforms. I only buy support and sell resistance. I do not use leverage. Shh. Well, Tesla's pushing up. Price targets this week? Well, they're right here. These are your price targets right now. If you get above 68,924, your next resistance is right above. It's 69,726. If we come down, if we break 67,745, your next support is 65,826. Catch a nice bounce. Why? Well, look. Resistance. Resistance. Well, we didn't make it up to it because we hit this line here. But you know that your resistance, even though we pushed above, see like right here, I told people to short at this point. I said, this is where you would short. This is where I took my profit right here. 65,600. Some people come back and say, you said to short 65,600. Now we're up here at 68,000. Well, yeah, but look what happened. That's what I'm talking about. You knew when to get out. Look, we came down a total of over 1%. That gives you a point to take your profit and re-enter. As soon as we got above this point and held support, that's where you get back in your trade. And notice this line right here. We pushed up, we got rejected. We came down a total up. Look where we came down and found support, right on this yellow line that's been here forever. We came down a total of, that was 1.84%. And we pushed up and got rejected again. So yeah, even if it only comes down 1%, it still gives you a point for a new entry. I mean, if you're swing trading, that's the point. Litecoin, let's see, let me load Litecoin up. All right. So you can see how accurate this Litecoin chart's been. I mean, you can see right here, we got, this is a point you would have shorted. Repeatedly, it became support. Look, you pushed up, short. And right here, look at this red line. This has been perfect support and resistance. So when you pushed up back here, you got rejected. Come down, that would be long. That would be a point to long. It did drop below it, but look, support, perfect resistance. We dropped below it. It was resistance, support, 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 support. Look at that wick. Came up perfectly, perfect stop right there. We crossed this ring. We pushed up. It became support, 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 support. Look where your next support level was. Again, this is strong support right here. This is a lot of support. If we ever come down and touch that, you know too long from that point. Let me get rid of all this. So, currently, let's see. So, we've been on a tear, but look what happened. We pushed up, and you got slight rejection here, right? We pushed up. We came back down. We found support on this line. Why was that line? Why did we come down and hold support there? Hold on. Why did we hold support on that red line? Well, if you follow it back, look, you can see this has been a lot of support and resistance right here. That's why when we came down, we found support right here. So look, you would have shorted Litecoin at $2.73. Perfect touch. You would have longed right here at $255. So right now, your current support, look at this wick that came down. Notice where this wick came down to. Right to the support level. Right to it. Look at that. Perfect bounce off of it. So you know if you push up, well, where's your next major resistance if you want to put in a short? Well, you got some rings up here I know price is respecting. So anywhere from $316 to $325. If you get up to $325, out here it's $327, that's where you'd short. So if we push up, you'd want to short right here, back down to support. And if you break, we know that if you break 279, well, your next strong support level is right here at 256. And you've got double support right here. You got this line we're respecting, and you have this line we're respecting. So if you drop below, the next point you want to long, definitely don't want to miss this. That's around 243. You would long 243. But right now you're in no man's land. You should already be in your long from this point or from this point. This is where you should have longed at 255. You should still be in right now. Again, I reiterate, do not chase your trades. If you're waiting on Litecoin, set your alert. And when you get to that resistance, take your profit. If you're looking to get in, wait till it comes down to your support level and buy in. And it's amazing. The other day I was watching Tesla drop. I swear Tesla's moving the markets. It's crazy. Tesla started dropping, the Dow was coming down, the Nasdaq's coming down, and now notice Tesla's pushing up, and now the markets are pushing up. I'm not saying Tesla's pushing the markets, but it is weird. Look, I give you price targets to potentially short and long. If you're hodling, it doesn't matter. Just stay in. I told you if the markets are bullish, Bitcoin's going to push up. Yeah, I thought, what I've heard is Tesla dropping was just Elon paying his taxes. But come on, all that hurt stuff is just to pump the price. Tesla just came out of bankruptcy. They're not going to buy 100,000 Teslas. Even Elon himself said that there's no contract, and they're not going to give them any special deals. It was just to pump the price. My bias is definitely bearish, but regardless, I give you targets to get in and out if you're swing trading. It could be a temporary top. We could push higher. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you this. If we push above 69,125, while yes, you will have support and resistance levels on the way up, your next ultimate target is right here. This is the peak of the bull run chart. Your next ultimate target is up here around 90,000, 89,800. If you get above this point and hold support, then you're probably going to push up. Luxembourg, welcome to the chat. Well, thank you. And the great thing about this is, look, if you entered your short here, you should have your stop just below where you entered, so you don't lose any fees. And if it pushes above it, you lost nothing. And if we come up, you'd put in your short right here at 69,742. And you come back down and you hold support here. This is where you would long. I mean, it's just, swing trading, in and out, in and out. But ultimately, if you're hodling and looking for a target to push up to, if we get above 69,125 and you want to stay in and not swing trade smaller targets, the next point to get rejected will be this point right here. And as I showed you on the E1 chart, if we start mooning, the moon will be at around 110,000 to 130,000, depending when you make contact. That's the E1 chart. And real quick, let me show you the J1 chart, because guys, that is important. If you have access to these charts, and again, if you want to sign up, this is the link. And yes, you can cancel anytime, guys. This is a link if you want to sign up. Make sure you email me to get access to the Discord and follow me on Twitter. But let me show you the J1 chart, all right? So if things get bad with the markets, we start having a major correction, the J1 chart is the one you want to load up. And I'll show you why it's so important. Your major support levels, and look, we're above this point right here. This looks bullish, but if we push up, this is the next fib channel line above. This is around 72,856. I'm sure that probably, I'd have to look and see if I pull this up. Let's see here. 72,800. So that would be the next point to get rejected, and that is a fib channel line right here. That would be a point to get rejected. I have to admit that looks bullish, guys. If this is on the weekly, so this could come back right. You got a wick right here. You got a wick right here. So, this could easily just come right back down below. But it did open above. This does look bullish, I can't lie. But if it got bearish, guys, and we started dropping, this is your first major support level right here. This is your first, you can see right here, a lot of support, a lot of resistance, a lot of support. This is your first support level. Your next support level. This is your next support level. This is actually the top of our previous, back here. It's our previous high. But I'm telling you, just this J1 chart, the reason I have the 200 and 300 weekly moving average, back here in 2015, we bottomed on the 200 weekly, right? And then right here, this was 2018. We bottomed on the 200 weekly twice. And then right here, when we had our COVID crash, we came all the way down to the 300 weekly right here, pushed back up above the 200 weekly. So what I'm saying is, if we have a major correction, typically if this is in the end of the bull cycle, And maybe it's not. Maybe it's a super cycle. Maybe we're going higher. This looks bullish. I can't lie. But if this turns around and comes down, typically when a bull cycle ends, we enter a bear market, we drop about 83%. And that would bring you down to wherever this 200 weekly moving average is or the 300 weekly. That's what I'm saying. So watch this chart. If we start tanking, have this chart open. And if we start pumping and going to the moon, E1 chart. The orange ring above, that's where you want to take your profit. Maybe just temporarily. All right, so I can't tell. I can see the S&P is pushing up, the Dow's up 25 points, the VIX kind of flat, the DXY is pushing up a bit. If we get above 94.47, I think the DXY is going to shoot a lot higher. A lot of people have made money on my solar system, especially when I called the drop from when we were up around 14K and we started pushing up. I said we were going to have a crash down to 3,800 to the dollar. A lot of people made money off of that. A lot of people made money off of my solar system ring where I said we top out at 65K and come down to 30K. Maybe you didn't. But regardless of my view, regardless of I think we're in a bull market or entering a bear market, you still have your targets, the upside and the downside. That's the most important thing. But guys, I'm going to kill the mic, take a break for a second, be right back. Let's watch this play out and see what happens. And remember, if we get above 69,000, this daily candle, if we get above 69,946, guys, get bullish for a lot more upside. And if you're looking for a point to short Tesla, if we push up to 1,138, that'd be an ideal point to put in a short. Well, we'll find out if the markets continue to push up. If the U.S. markets push up, and I'm wrong, if there's no black swan event, then be bullish on Bitcoin because it's going to continue higher. But if we get a major correction, just like happened in our COVID crash, if we get a major stock market correction, crash, Bitcoin's coming down with it. I don't care what you think. Bitcoin is not going to go on its merry way, different direction than the stock market. If you believe that, if you believe that Bitcoin is going to go to 93,000, 100,000, 200,000, then why would you not just go ahead and enter along right now at 100 times leverage? You'll be super rich. Just do it. If you're so confident we're going to the moon, long it. I mean, everybody will get rich if it's going to play out that way. If it's going to 100,000, 200,000 by the end of this year, if everybody longs, then everybody's going to be rich. People are way over leveraged in the stock market. The stock market's way overvalued. There's too much stuff going on in the background. It just tells me that we're just on a nice edge, ready to have a major correction with the stock market. All right, guys, kill the mic. Be right back. Give me 5 minutes. Okay guys, I want to show you a zoomed out, I'm going to show you this H1 chart and why this is so important, and it'll make it more clear why this point we got rejected, 68,924, goes along with this this target on the G1 chart. Let me load this chart up real quick. I've covered this in previous videos, and I just want to make you very aware why this is important and why when I create these charts, why they're accurate, you know when to get in, when to get out. So this is all I want to point out, guys. Look, so if you remember the video that I put out, I said when we hit this point, this was also the G1 chart. We topped out right here. These yellow lines, pay attention. We topped out at 67,000, right? Notice we hit it, we got rejected again, got rejected again, got rejected again, got rejected again. Then we pushed above it, right? Then we hit this next yellow line, we got rejected. This was at 63,900. I had videos where I told you to short at those points. Notice we moved down it, we moved down it, we moved down it. This is where I told you to buy. This was an important support level. If you bought in here, wrote it up, made a tweet about this, it pushed up, we pushed up. Now we did get a slight rejection. I expected that just like what happened here and here, I expected that to happen here. That's not what happened. We pushed above it, but notice what happened at this yellow line right here. This is the next yellow line. All these FIB channels, look, if I move it, you see how they're all connected? They match up to these previous ones. That's how I find these targets way in advance, because they match these FIB channel lines over here. So I'm expecting what played out here, here, and here to potentially play out here. So we could start moving down, coming up, breaking past, coming up, hitting support until we either break to the upside or break to the downside. And your support levels are already mapped out. As I said, this is your next strongest support. So right here, if we come down, your next support level is going to be right here around 65,800. If that breaks, your next support level is going to be right down here, depending when you make contact. The longer it takes, the higher the price. 63,550. You can see this has been a lot of resistance. It was support, 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 broke below it a bit, but notice that happened back here. I pointed this out previously. Did this in Discord. We were below it briefly. I said it was more likely we'd push up. If we come down, you know this is a lot of support right here. This is going to be a lot of support, 61,541. And where's your next support level? Well, you can see right here. Support, support, support. So if you come down, your next support level is going to be right here. And if that breaks, your next support level is right here. I mean, go back and just look and see how price respected it. Look how much price respected this line right here. And always look left. Look at all this support. Got resistance, support, support, perfect support. This is where you would have longed. You know, then you pushed up. This is where you would short. If this point you got topped out, well, this is a point you short. Look, we pushed above it, it was a little fake out, and we had a drop. So you knew if this was a point that we dropped from, when you get back up to this line, this is a point you would short. So again, that's how you play the charts. Go back and look and see how many times it's respected, and that's how you know when to get in, when to get out. That's how I know if price starts dropping, I'm going to buy right here. If price starts dropping past that, I'll buy right here, and then I'll buy down here. And if we push up, we know that we got topped out right here, right? We know that we topped out. We got topped out at the yellow line, right? This yellow line right here. Actually, right here. We topped out. We also topped out at this FIB channel line right here. So again, if you push up, this is a likely point to get rejected right here. And that target is, you know, right here around 69,760. Haha, wrong again. You were being sarcastic about bullish and you were wrong. How was I wrong? What was I wrong about? We did get rejected at that point and came back down. I don't know how I was wrong. If you're swing trading, I was correct. I said this is a point you probably would want to short, and we came down a total of, I guess people don't understand that people swing trade. I guess a lot of people in here are just hodlers. We came down a total of, that's 4%. If you use leverage, you did pretty well. The video before last where I was pretending to be bullish, yeah, that was me being sarcastic. The one after that showing you that I was just goofing off, that was a point you short. And we're right back at this point again, and this is where I told you to short, and people that shorted right now are in profit. Yeah, I know he's talking about previous videos. I mean, can I make it any more simple? If you get above 69,000 right here, if you get above this point and hold support, get bullish, we're going much higher, all right? Now, I will admit there was a fake out right here, but you notice this is where I call the top back here. And when I say top, temporary top, okay? If you shorted this, that was a 17% short, all right? We dropped 17% from this point. But I said when you hit this point, this is where you short. And that was, I just showed you this chart up here. You know, back here, that's, I'm not going to scroll all the way over there, but that target matched this target. And that's where you should have shorted. Yes, we're back above it now, but I wasn't wrong. We dropped from this point. If you're swing trading, you made a shitload of money. And I'm telling you, this is a point you want right now. Be in a short. All right, if you get above 68,900, if you get above this point, you know, be in a long. Again, if I'm giving you two scenarios, if we can't get above 68,800, we're probably going to come down to 60,900. I'm telling you, if the markets continue to come down, then that's our next target, 60,900. If you start seeing the market start pushing up, we get above this target right here, then it is very possible your next ultimate target is right here. If I showed you the zoomed out version of this chart, if you've watched this Peak of the Bull Run chart, I have a video where I made this chart. I mean, it's pretty much been on point. So I'm giving you both scenarios. I'm just expecting that the market's going to have a major correction soon, and that's why I believe it's possible that Bitcoin could enter a bear market. If the stock market crashes, Bitcoin will crash with the markets. If the markets continue up, guys, stay bullish. Well, then you're probably a hodler. That's why you never short. But a lot of people that have access to my charts, they long and short all day long. And they might use $100 at 50 times leverage, you know, and short only 1 or 2%. Make a quick profit, jump out, and start over and do it again. If that's not for you and you're hodling, then what the hell are you even doing on YouTube? Just hold on to your Bitcoins or your shitcoins and then hope a couple of years from now they go up in value. It's pretty deep, Michael. Pretty deep. But look at this. The Dow is now coming down. It's up and down, up and down. But you know what? Pay attention. Markets close. The New York Stock Exchange closes at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pay attention. We're kind of going sideways, but usually you get big moves before the market close. So we're already coming down, kind of going sideways. So you could get a big move before market close. No, I'm not looking at on-chain data and hash rate, stock to flow. It's just support and resistance levels. If you create a trend line, all my charts are based off of trend lines. If you have a trend line, price has been respecting that trend line going way back. Even if it's not a major correction, chances are when you hit that point, that is a point you short. The reason I use fib channels is because when I find these trend lines that price has been respecting, I can project out. That's how I found this right here. That's how I found this target. That's how I knew this is a point too short. This line has been here way before price ever got to it. I mean, you have to understand this chart right here. When I updated this chart right here, price was right down here. I made a tweet about it. This was on 19th of October. Price was right here. But all of these lines were already here. This line was already here. This line was already here. This line was already here. All of this had already been here. So when price pushed up, you topped out here, you topped out here, you topped out here, you topped out here, topped out here. Well, we just got rejected. Then what happened? The next fib channel line got rejected. Guys, this is no different than a fib retracement. It's a fib channel, so you can adjust the direction. But price had, again, These lines were here when price was back here. We got rejected. We got rejected. And this next one, again, the way I set these charts up, I know where your targets are way, way out past price. So how far? Let's see. So price was here. I had a potential target for you 22 days out. I don't know anybody else who can give you that. We hit this point, we got rejected. I'm just saying it's very possible. What happened previously could happen again. We could, like we moved down this yellow line here, right? Like we moved down this yellow line right here. The same thing can happen. This one, this was the exception. This actually ended up being support. But it's very possible we start moving down this. So again, I'm just showing you how the charts work. We got 29 minutes before the next 2-hour candle. Let's see if it pushes up or drops. Remember, your strongest support on the H1 chart is 67,730. If that holds, that's where you want a chance along. If that breaks, the next point you want a chance along is right here, 65,748. If you push up to 69,742, that's where your chance is short. If you get up to 69,700, we will be above this key resistance, which is bullish. So that means if we push up to, let's say, 69,742, then you would buy right here. This is your long point. Wherever you make contact with this, if you get above this yellow line, when you come back down, this is your support to push and go higher. And if we're above this point, this is where you'd want to get bullish. If we get above here, guys, the next major resistance I have is going to be up here around 89,000. So I'm giving you targets to watch. And I'm telling you also watch the US markets. Look, the dollar just broke above this resistance. The dollar is pushing up. Why do you think the dollar is pushing up? People know something's coming. I mean, the markets have already topped out to come down. That's why I'm saying it's possible Bitcoin could start getting very bearish soon. Hey, thank you, Washi F the what? The C1 chart, your next major support is 65,500. Let's see if that's on par. This 65,700, and this chart 65,600. So I got two charts in confluence showing that if we drop down, that's a lot of support right here. 65,600 have multiple Bitcoin charts. You should always reference them all, but that would be a likely point to catch a bounce right down here. And you can see the Dow, look, it's coming down more. The S&P pushed up, and you got a moving average right here. This moving average right here, it was support, now it's resistance. That's looking bearish. If the S&P breaks 4,657 right here, guys, we are coming down much lower. And if that happens, watch, Bitcoin will follow along. you should use them all the time. If you have access to the charts, right-click the link and go open a new tab. Click the C1 chart, open a new tab. H1 chart, open a new tab. G1 chart, open a new tab. You can go back and forth between them, and you can look at any one you want. But always have them up, because when you hit a point, this is where you short. If you come down to 65,748, this is where you long. Yeah, we know it takes time, and I'm telling you that it's possible. This could play out over the next month. I had a video where I showed you these rings. Every time we crossed a ring, you can push above it. I'm just saying this is a point where something's going to happen. And you can see where we topped out here and we're starting to come down. No, the Fed's going to print more money and push it back up. That's possible. Well, thank you, Julio. And remember, if Tesla pushes up to around 1,150-ish, that'd be an ideal point to short. And the US dollar is pushing up. It's very possible by market close you could get some downside for the markets. If that happens, guys, if you're at resistance, you probably want to be short on Bitcoin and your altcoins. If markets start pushing up, we're above key support, you know, long. Well, I don't know. You heard what's going on with Tether and, or at least Evergrande in China, and they say Tether, what, 60% of their backing is commercial papers, which they're saying possibly might be related to what's going on in China in the real estate market. If that's the case, Tether could implode, and that would be catastrophic for Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. And there's no proof of this, but I think that last video I put out was like 25 minutes long. I had some clips of different videos at the end, and they were showing that I guess the CEO of Tether he wouldn't say who his commercial papers were backing it, but it was pretty obvious since they were denying and they wouldn't say. It's probably China. So if Evergrande collapses, which looks like that's what's going to happen, and Tether is tied into it, that's not good. But you have to admit, we are holding resistance here. If you do have access to this chart, guys, just pay attention. The H1 chart has been pretty dead on. You know that if you come down, this is a point you want to buy or long. I'll buy at 65,748, and if it pushes up, I'll get out at 67,746. And even if I take my profit here and it continues higher, I don't give a crap. I just want to make sure I'm making money, because it's possible it could push up to this point and then immediately drop. That's why I take my profit. If we do get a slight retrace and then we push back above and hold support, then I buy back in. And then we get up to resistance, I take my profit. If we push above it, I buy back in. I just don't want to stay in, because as soon as you push up, bam, we come straight down. I think a lot of people that get in Bitcoin and get in crypto, they don't want to sell, because they think it'll continue to keep going up and up and up. People don't take profit and then lose out on the profit they could have made. Take your profit. If you're in profit, take it. And I give you points to get back in. That's the point of these charts. You know that if you come down to 65,748, that's a great entry point. You will get a bounce right here. So you buy in here, it pushes up, have your stop set here. If price is here, it comes back down, you lose nothing. That's how I trade, without using leverage. ADA. Yeah, DXY is looking strong, guys. Where is your website? Is the VIX chart? Is that English? My website is on the internet. And the VIX chart is under stocks. If you want to access the website, guys, here is the link. The next video I do, guys, I'll do a more macro perspective of what's going on, and I need to stop making videos and start working on some charts. I need to update all the current charts. Most of them are updated, but some of them need a little love. So I just need to do one at a time. I'm just going to go in with the altcoin charts and just update them like I showed you. Some of those charts, you have targets, but I need to give you smaller targets. Pay your taxes. If you're in the U.S., if you use any U.S. exchange, if you've made over $20,000, pay your damn taxes. Because by law in the U.S., if you make over a certain amount, they will send it off to the IRS. Well, then hodl. You know, that's it. If you're hodling, no big deal. But again, I try to show people, you know, points to get in and out for swing trading. A lot of people like to swing trade. Yeah, no problem. But guys, this could go on for a while. Again, just remember the Dow, we got a lot of resistance above. The market's just kind of going sideways. Remember on the New York Stock Exchange Eastern Standard Time closes at 4. Typically you get big moves before that point. All I'm telling you is whether you're bullish or bearish on Bitcoin, just remember it all depends on the stock market. Markets are up, Bitcoin up. Markets down, Bitcoin down. If we're at resistance, I'm bearish. If we're at support, I'm bullish. The reason that my bias is bearish is because I believe that a major correction for the stock market is coming. A lot of other people believe that's the case too. People just don't know when it's going to happen. I think that we're pretty close to that point. So again, that's why I'm overall extremely bearish on Bitcoin. And yeah, for the past year, I've expected the stock market to have a crash. You know, I've made videos where we hit a certain point and I said, okay, this might be the top of the stock market. And then what do you know? Right when I said I think it's possible the market would have a correction, boom, stimulus package comes out. It was when Trump was in office. 2 of them came out. And then I said that we would possibly have a correction. Boom, stimulus package came out. And right now I'm telling you we just crossed a ring that every time we cross that red ring on the Dow Jones, we've had a major correction. That's why I'm expecting a major correction to happen. That's why I'm overall bearish on Bitcoin. But I think you guys can rewind this. I've pretty much covered everything. I'm gonna have to kill the stream. I gotta take care of a few things. But after this stream, guys, I'm just go in and just one chart at a time. I'll update them, and when they're all updated, then I might take some requests. But I'm gonna kill this stream. Just remember, guys, rewind it back. I gave your targets if you're swing trading. You know when to get in, when to get out, and you know that this is a key resistance. If you get above 69,000 right here, get bullish. And if we have a drop, this is where you're going to find support. We did it once, twice, right here, thrice. This is where you'd buy 60,800. Yeah, no problem, guys. Thanks for joining the stream. All right, I'm out. Trade safe, trade smart. Peace.